I have an idea. This car here, Toby Charles, formerly known as Brett Anderson, was just going to be for special occasions, and that's why it's been left inside where no harm can come to it. But then I thought, what if it was my daily car, just for a week, just to see how feasible and how practical and how good it would be. This car in everyday use for a whole week. Will I like it? Will I want to keep it full time as a full-time daily car? It's May. Not the 1st, but the 2nd of May, and that means this car, Toby Charles, is coming out to play. This car is now mended, of course, to a degree, and it's ready for use to a degree. Got to put that on. But because this car is an estate car, it has a certain utilitarian appeal. So today I'm going to find out whether that little bit of extra space will be useful or not. Yeah. I know that this Tourer is nowhere near big enough to stick my bike in the back. In fact, I'd struggle even with the seats down. But two small bikes like this, maybe. The only thing is, I don't really want it getting grotty. One. That's just about. Yes, I'm driving Toby Charles. That makes this a rather exciting day. A day full of excitement. Driving my lovely Tourer, Toby Charles, Toby Charles. So, in some ways, it's failed its first test, because although two bikes can go in the back of the boot, they don't do it very comfortably and manage to snag the headlining a little bit, which is exactly what I was worried about when I put them in there. As a family car then, it's not holding up too well, because I'm back with this situation of worrying about it again. This is day one of dailying the 420 GSI, and I'm taking it back to work because of tax. And I know I don't need to do it. I know I can just leave it out on the road and it's fine. I've got proof that the tax is paid for and everything. But I just don't feel comfortable with it showing as so. Anyway, the bit I'm looking forward to is just driving it by myself to and from work. A daily car that you can really enjoy the driving experience of. 30 limit, 30 limit, 30 limit, change speed now. Oh yes, that is fabulous. I enjoyed that. That was about 10 seconds worth of very exciting stuff just before this. Today's conclusion. Ping! Thing is, those two bikes did go in the boot. It was a bit of a struggle, but they actually did go in the boot. There is no way I could fit one bike in the back of this boot. I'd have to use my trailer. That'd be a bit easier in some ways, tugging around a trailer for that kind of thing, but an extra vehicle to take a bike with you, really? No. Toby Charles does get a point after all. The 3rd of May. The 3rd of May. And today I thought, it's not exactly work, but it is videoing. I will take this car out just for a drive. Not very far, maybe 10 miles, something like that. Because that's what's missing so far in my bond with this particular motor. That I haven't driven it for the pleasure of driving. And I've just checked the oil and it was a bit low, so I've just topped it up. There is still plenty of paint and bodywork to do on this car, but if I'm going to take it out, quick wash and we're off. Except we're not. Even if I spent another whole day working on the paint of this car, I would still be a long way off. It's a 10-foot car, simple as that. These two doors I polished just the other week, which are a reasonable standard, except there's still some scratches showing through. And then this rear quarter I haven't touched yet. As you can see, that patch there is a different colour to the rest of it, and I reckon I can do a better job of that. So there's no point in doing this yet. The bonnet now really does need a proper good going over, and the corner here I've got a bit of overspray which needs sorting out. But this wing has a lot to correct, especially this part just here. Look how dull that is. That's awfully dull. And it is from this angle you can certainly see how much of the old dull paint is still there that I need to buff through. I've done it there, all the way along there, but I need to do more. And as much as I just want to take this car out today for that drive I've been talking about, I simply have to do something about that wing first. 5 minutes and the roughness has gone. Well, almost. It's nasty stuff, bird droppings. Bird droppings appears to have been the majority of the problem with the paint on this. Right, I'm glad I did that now. Yesterday I was saying about how awkward it is to get two bikes in the back, and today I've remembered how awkward it is just to put the parcel shelf back in. Do you know what? The brakes aren't that great on this. They're just a bit wooden really. Oh, it feels good though. Just so punchy. It's like driving the diesel without all the noisy clattering. It's great. The only thing is, every time I seem to be driving this car, I'm not in the best frame of mind. I'm not been in a good mood all day, believe it or not. And I wasn't in a good mood yesterday. And I'd like to be in a good mood. That's the thing, actually. If I get out on a sunny day in Nigel, it puts me in a good mood. That car, the reaction that it gets, makes me feel all smiling. Nobody really notices this one, so it doesn't have the same effect. I can't rely on this car to make me happy. I have to be happy in the first place. And so today's been a almost entirely lovely day with this car. I think it's fair to say that I'm actually enjoying using this as a daily for the moment. I just wish I had somewhere a bit more secure to park it overnight. Anyway, we're about to enter an entirely new episode altogether. Could you get any more inappropriate? Finishing off this video about how I'm using my 420 GSI as a daily by parking it up at work and going home in my Rover 25.